Today we're covering the best quick to unlock loadout for beginners in Warzone 2.0. With the new attachment unlocking mechanics in Warzone 2, where the game is actually forcing you to level up so many different guns to get the attachments that you need, it's harder than ever for a new player to know what you should be prioritizing first. We're going to be covering a long range and a close range weapon that can be either ran individually from a buy station with a bit of floor loot in the other slot, or they can be played with together in a full custom overkill loadout. So beginning with our long range recommendation, the M4 is available as the first gun in the game as soon as you unlock custom classes at level 4. And it just so happens to also be a more than viable weapon to cover long range fights. Lucky for you guys, 4 out of the 5 attachments we'll be recommending in the final build here will be unlocked purely from the M4 itself, so you won't need to be jumping around a ton of guns just to get this set up. Now, leveling up specific weapons just by playing Warzone to get attachments can be a little challenging, so what I've done is linked below a guide on the Warzone Loadout website in the how-to section on how we can get some really fast weapon XP on specific weapons in the game. The first temporary piece that you'll unlock at literally level 2 on the M4 is the Lone Wolf optic. As a beginner, you'll have a far easier time running with an optic than the iron sights, so we'll use this until we get access to a better long-range optic that we'll cover in just a bit. At level 3, you can then add on the Echoline GSX suppressor. This suppressor is necessary to keep you low profile whilst enabling you as a new player to go for more kills without being punished. It also gives a nice small recoil improvement which will help keep your shots on target. Then once you reach M4 level 5, you'll want to stick on the 45 round mag. Larger mag sizes are crucial in Warzone 2, especially as a new player, as it will allow you to handle taking out multiple members of a squad without needing to reload. Even all the experienced players run with one of these on their gun. At level 8, we then get access to the Seiken ZX Grip. This is the perfect attachment to be getting early on to give a large recoil improvement to the M4, and it will really make you start feeling this gun truly beam at that long range. Jumping up a few levels, the high tower 20-inch barrel is then unlocked at M4 level 15, and it's probably the most crucial part of the setup overall. It's the longest barrel you can get for the M4, and those long barrels are always the meta option for the long-range loadouts. This is mainly because they buff the bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil control, which are essentially the holy trinity of long-range stats for long-range ARs. The hipfire accuracy is pretty nice too, just in case you get pushed up close by an enemy and need a get-out-of-jail-free card. Now, whilst we do have a 5 attachment build here that's very capable, there are 2 of them that we're going to change just as we level up a little bit more. First up is that mag. I already said how essential it is to have a bigger mag, and you can actually get a 60 round one at M4 level 17 if you find that you're going to need even more ammo. Having the extra 15 rounds here will slow the gun down overall, which as a new player is honestly completely worth it, but we'll leave this one up to you guys for personal preference. What is not personal preference, however, is that optic. We definitely want a higher magnification optic to compete at the truly long range. Unfortunately, there are no high magnification optics available just from M4 unlocks. However, you'll hopefully at this point after leveling up the M4 have also got your main rank up to at least 23, enabling you to use the Kastov 762. When you get access to the Kastov 762 and you get it to level 4, which is easily doable in a DMZ game or 2 where you can just pick the gun and go in and level it up, you'll get access to the VLK 4.0 optic. This specific 4x optic is perfect for any long-range AR or LMG build you might choose to use later on in your Warzone career, so it's an absolute must to grab early on. Just put that on your M4 instead of the Lone Wolf, and you've got yourself an incredible beginner-friendly loadout to handle the long range. Just to put the cherry on top, we're going to include weapon tuning, which you get by max leveling any gun in the game. For the M4, that's level 20. Tuning is not available for every attachment, but you can check if it's available by just hovering over an attachment and seeing if the tune button is there above it. Here's all the tuning we've done for our M4 attachments. Just pause the video and copy them onto your class when you can do it. Let's move on to the second weapon today, which will be our close range gun in our loadout, the Vaznev 9K. For a close range as a beginner, we're focusing on decent mobility, balanced with the capability to still handle fights out to the mid-range. For this, we see no better alternative than the Vaznev 9K. The SMG is incredibly easy to control, and it has very competitive damage in the meta. To unlock the Vaznev, you've got 2 options. You'll either need to head into DMZ and loot containers and AI until you find a Vaznev and then extract with it, which isn't too hard, but it does require a little bit of random luck. Or you can unlock it by progressing through the weapon unlock trees that are new to Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2. Luckily, we did plan for this because the first gun in the tree that unlocks the Vaznev is none other than that Kastov 762 we chose to level earlier for the VLK-4X. So you'll need to level up the Kastov 762 to level 11, which unlocks the Kastov 545. You then need to get the 545 to level 13 to get the 74U, and finally the 74U needs to be got to level 13 to unlock the Vaznev 9K. This is a slightly longer process than doing DMZ runs and trying to find a Vaznev, but that's got the randomness to it, so honestly, pick your poison, choose which one you'd like to get this gun unlocked. For the attachments here, everything is going to be unlocked purely from leveling up the Vaznev, so whether you unlocked the gun through a DMZ extract or you did traditional gun leveling, you're sorted either way. So starting off at Vaznev level 4, you'll get access to the AVR T90 comp. This muzzle gives some really nice recoil improvements to a gun which already barely had any recoil to start with, so you end up with no recoil after putting this on. Don't worry about the ADS speed nerf that you get from this, we're going to handle that with other attachments. At level 5, you'll then get the Otrazat stock, which gives much needed sprint speed and strafing speed. Sprinting speed as a stat is awesome to have in your SMG, as it allows you to cover areas far quicker by switching to this gun than you would have got from simply running around with your assault rifle out. At level 10, you get access to the True Tac Grip, which buffs our ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. It really gives this gun all the mobility we're going to need. We then follow that up at level 11 with a 45 round mag. It's the exact same reasoning here as for the M4. The bigger mags are necessary to handle engagements with multiple players with large amounts of armor plates. And the final attachment to seal the deal on this build is the CAS-1 381mm barrel at level 13. The barrel is going to buff up our damage range and bullet velocity nicely, so we're left with no range that we can't handle between this and the M4 we made earlier. It also buffs up the hip fire accuracy, which is perfect for the SMG, as you can quite easily spray from the hip when required in those close quarters building fights. Now, once again, same as the M4, once you get your tuning available for the Vaznev, you can chuck it on exactly as we've got it set up here, so pause the video and copy the settings. So there we go, guys, 2 very easy to use builds that are also quick to unlock in comparison to what you might potentially go down the route of doing later on. We highly recommend these 2 weapons as the starter options for beginners playing Warzone 2. If you do happen to have liked this video and want to see more from us, more of our builds, more of our content, then please do subscribe and check out the Warzone Loadout website, link down below. Thank you very much for watching. We'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.